Mark Ramprakash's astonishing form against his former club continued on day 2 of the LV County Championship match between Surrey and Middlesex at the Oval before Middlesex's openers found their form. These are the highlights. Ramprakash began the day unbeaten on 125 with his side going well on 286 for 4, and there was no sign that the former Middlesex man was going to let the good work of the first day go to waste as he continued to pile on the runs in the morning session. Middlesex had to try to chip away at the other end, had some success, but Matthew Spreagle was dismissed at the end of the first hour, following a ball from Gareth Berg and nicking it to the keeper. He was out for 12. Ramprakash's 18th 4 brought up his 150, and Middlesex had to rely on the stumps at the non-striker's end for help. This was a typical Ramprakash knock. He was unhurried throughout, always playing the ball on its merit, and when he had the opportunity to score, he invariably missed out. This was against arguably the best attack in the LV County Championship 2nd Division. By lunch, he'd moved into the 170s, but had lost Gareth Batty on 13 as Pedro Collins picked up his first wicket, John Simpson taking his second catch of the morning. Surrey had reached 355 for 6 at this point, and Gary Wilson joined Ramprakash in a partnership which was to really frustrate the Middlesex bowlers as they upped the tempo and adding 88 runs for the 7th wicket. Oddly, it was Wilson who scored the lion's share of the runs. This boundary took him to his 50 off 107 balls. The Irishman batted sublimely as he eventually took his personal tally to 62 and his team's to 443. He then rather gave his wicket away, charging down the pitch early to David Milan and being easily stumped by Simpson. Ramprakash remained cool in spite of wearing a sweater throughout his long innings. He went to 199 and then played this shot to reach his double ton. It had taken him 5 minutes under 9 hours to complete, in which he'd faced 377 balls. Middlesex must have been sick of the sight of him. The total had moved on to 458 when Simpson bagged his 5th victim of the innings, catching Andre Nell off Sean Udall for 3. The wicketkeeper had to look in every direction before spotting where the ball had gone. With batsmen now running out, Ramprakash started to open his shoulders a bit as he advanced to 223. Finally, he didn't quite connect fully to a ball from Milan, with Gareth Berg taking the catch in the deep. He'd been at the crease for 146 overs, an innings spanning 9.5 hours. At 490, Surrey were finally dismissed. Chris Tremlett also hauling out in the deep for 13 off Udall, who ended with figures of 5 for 128, the 37th 5-wicket haul of his career. Middlesex knew that they now had a lot of batting to do, and Andrew Strauss and Scott Newman got them off to one of their better starts this summer. This is a new-looking opening partnership for Middlesex, and it won't last for much longer as Strauss returns to the England lineup for the Test series with Bangladesh. For the most part, they've not got their side off to a very good start, but on a placid oval pitch in the evening sunshine, both picked off the Surrey bowlers with ease. Strauss really needed to use this innings to find his form ahead of that Test series. Going into this innings, he'd scored only 258 runs in 11 knocks with 150. Newman's record had been very similar in spite of him scoring 1 century. He was first to his 50, made from 79 balls, with this scampered single. While Strauss reached his, only his 2nd of the summer, from 7 balls more. By the close, the pair had seen their side comfortably through to 148 without loss, and both batsmen will fancy hundreds on the 3rd day. Newman will resume on 79, while Strauss, who's had far less of the strike, is on 54. Middlesex are still 342 runs behind.